You're most welcome to this particular episode of Entrepreneurs Hub, Growing Your Business. My name is Sandra Kahonde. I'm having an interesting gentleman on the show. It is to do with the farmers and of course the entrepreneurs out there. We're going to be talking food. Someone out there, food could be your hobby, you like eating, well, works for us as well. It is UB Sanje. He's going to be telling us more to do with KK Fresh Produce. They're the biggest exporters when it comes to the fragile, the vegetables, the foods. He's going to be letting us know how he does it and how long has he been in this particular business and how can you, the entrepreneur or the farmer out there, benefit or learn from him. You're most welcome, Dr. James, to the program. How have you been?
I've been okay, thank you.
Good to have you on the program.
Yes, thank you.
You know, when someone thinks about KK Fresh Produce, export, and it is to do with fresh items. Tell us more about KK Fresh Produce.
First of all, I'm Dr. James Kanyije, the CEO of KK Foods. KK Foods is KK Fresh Produce Exporters Limited. We incorporated into Uganda in 2004 and we resumed the operation in 2011. And since then we have not looked back. We have been dealing with the farming and exports of food products that we consume locally. We also export it into international market. Yes.
Okay, how has it been like for you? How has this journey been like for you so far?
Falling down, coming up like that, but we have been managing to move on the path of like an entrepreneur in Africa, in Uganda particularly, where there are no capital investment, where there are no facilities, infrastructure is just in a poor state or is not existing. But yes, we have been there and we have been seeing a movement in the food industry. We have been looking at it as it's not recovered because it has never been there, so but it's developing. And we are able to work with the poorest of the poor so that they can get income to their homesteads, and we also as a country we bring in money to help exchange of our currency. So that's how we have been, and we are still sojourning on.
Well, what is it like to do business here in Uganda? And now that you have traveled, I believe you've gone to most of the nations out there where your produce goes to, and maybe at least you've met a number of business people, different personalities in those particular countries. How is it like for you? How is it like to transact in Uganda or enjoy the platform that Uganda has as far as business is concerned?
First of all, yes, I have traveled. The government of the United States 3 years ago took me into their country to show me how the produce are being produced. I was able to visit over 3 states, look at how they do. I was able to lecture students of how African economies and entrepreneurship is moving on, and it is a total different game. And I have traveled to India. I have seen how they are doing business in terms of food industry. I've seen it's a different game. I have been in Ghana, it's a different game. I've been in Kenya, it's a different game. Last day I was in Rwanda, where I introduced KK Foods and introduced this industry we have in Uganda. And when I left to make sure that I help my motherland, they have taken it on a different level. Where I left it, the infrastructure has been put in place. The flight costs have been reduced because they have their national carrier. They have used to support their own farmers. They have supporting farmers by giving them fertilizers, seeds, and of course even capital investment. And all those countries I've gone to, they are doing, even Dominican Republic, I'd forgotten to talk about, even Holland I was there. I am trying, why am I moving all there? I'm not getting money from government, but I was trying to learn how do they do it, because the product we find in the market, the packaging we find in the market is far, far superior than ours. Though we have the superiorest, I can say, in terms of quality. But presentation is the worst you can get. Why? Because there is no infrastructure in Uganda. So in all those areas I've told you I've gone to, they are supported. They have enough capital to invest in every step of their journey. In cold chain, they are supported. In marketing, they are supported. In warehousing, to make sure the produce are transported across the country, they are supported. So they have resources to support the system. And they take a lot, they do a lot. For example, Dominican Republic brings a lot. Kenya, our neighbors, they take thousands and thousands of tons on a daily basis when we have the best soils here and the best water. Best surface water is in Uganda, but we almost have zero irrigation farming. We have zero commercial farming because the market there is too much. This company can export up to 9 million kilos a year, and that can create up to 5 million jobs across Uganda. But because there are no government policies on this, they think agriculture is for the uneducated class, the poor mothers and fathers who are in the village. That's what the system thinks, but that's not right. I've been in America. I was amazed when I was taken into a helicopter. I went for free because they have seen what I was doing here, and they took me to show me what exactly happens in America. I am able to, even they wanted me for working with the poorest. I have a award which I earned in Black Caucus in Georgia. I was there, collected it. I have collected many awards from international scene because of what we do here. But the Savior, Jesus, came to his people, they did not know him. So, KK, we are here, we have the market. Uganda thinks we are jokers. That's why we are not supported. There is no non-capital investment in this country. We need to invest if we have to make money. We cannot create balance sheets without having capital to invest in those balance sheets, what the banks ask. But there is a market. What is important should be the business. If the business is working and worth it, then we need to invest. And that's what I've always been talking, crying. I have been in those seminars. Lastly, I was in America, in a university. There was a university in North Dakota. So there are 1,000 students, which I was taken to address. And when I talked about that our people are still using hoes, they asked, they thought, is that Stone Age? And the person who is associated to the hoes, and I told them that is what we eat from. They said, how long does it take you then to have food? So it looks as if we are backward. And the tractors are parked there. They have 1,000 tractors which are there. So that's how backward we are.
So the obstacles or the barriers that are holding you back away from excelling or to be appreciated in your own nation is to do with the government policies or not the much support that is really needed for an agricultural sector?
I may not say government policy, but you see a policy must be implemented. I may say lack of total capital investment. We need patient money to invest in infrastructure, in agriculture, horticulture itself. That's why all other nations have put money. Irrigation is the number one cold chain, number two production chains. They must be in place, and they all require patient capital. You need money and heavy capital investment. Not these small banks wants to give, because the little money they give you, the more money you lose. So that's where the nightmare is.
So once we have that in place, then most probably we are ready to compete with those nations that you have gone to so far.
We are competing today with zero investment. What if we have investment? We'll compete, and because even today, when you take our goods into European Union, they sell ours first before selling anybody's produce, because ours is quality. It's not well represented, but is quality. It's organic, most of it, and it's sweet. Yes. And I've been able to test it with them, even, for example, sweet potatoes. Israel are the biggest producer of sweet potatoes. But our sweet potato, we tested together, ours were superior. You can see, but we can't compete. We don't even have what to put in the market. Yes, the market we have today, we are shipping 25% of it. Sometimes when it is dry season, we go up to 15%. The total market we have.
I was here to ask the percentage where we stand so far.
I don't know. I know our share in the market in the European Union is $2 billion a year. But Uganda is exporting between $36 to $80 million every year. You can compare, you can check the percentage. Maybe it is 0 point something. But if we did 1%, we would have done $1.2 billion, and that would be big.
Okay. Well, the fraternity of the agricultural sector itself has gotten support from the Development Bank Limited. How has it helped the farmers, your farmers in particular?
I want to take you back. You saw the news 2 days ago, and I read it in a Monitor. The MD of Uganda Development Bank said they will lend to those who can meet the conditions. Will the farmer meet conditions? It is a development bank.
The peasant
will never get money from Uganda Development Bank. Never. Because they are criteria they need you to have a balance sheet. They need to give you money of the property they have, which is 120%. The peasant will never, I repeat, if the government of Uganda does not change the policy of that, they will never, no peasant will ever get money from UDB. If KK, the biggest exporter in Uganda today, is hardly getting money from UDB, what about the guy in the village? It is, for me, I don't know about that one, but I am telling you that it is like passing through a needle than getting money from a Uganda Development Bank. Reason being that what they need, no one has. Yes, and that is very clear. If I am wrong, I am standing here to be corrected. I heard the other day Minister Kasaija was saying it is to support a primary agriculture. What is primary agriculture? Primary agriculture is your mother, my mother, they are doing. That's the primary agriculture.
Yeah, the president is talking about getting away from the subsidy.
That, yes, the IMF or the other bank, they will say we have given money to support farmers. Which farmers? You tell me, which farmers? I am dealing with over 10,000 farmers across Uganda. I have not seen any farmer who can qualify over the requirement that UDB wants. He is not there out of 10,000 farmers. Even me, the head of those poor farmers, I don't qualify. Sometimes I may not qualify because the money I need, I cannot get because I do not have equivalent. You see, you say you want to give me a flat. Okay? You want to give me a flat of 3 stores. But you say, before I give it to you, you must give me a flat of 10 flowers. If I have a flat of 10 flowers, why should I give it to you? Why don't I sell it and also then use the money? Or why don't I sleep in my floor? Why should I take yours and leave yours? That's where the problem is. You are saying you want to give me $10 million. And you say to give you $10 million, you must have property worth $30 million. How is that? Farming? Where will the farmer get that money? Where will the KK, for example, get that property? To extend to UDB or to any other good bank to give money, what's that? People have gone astray. It must be, is the business bankable? Yes, if it's bankable, extend money and let the production, let the infrastructure start. There is no way the infrastructure or the agriculture industry or horticulture industry in Uganda will grow until government decide to invest either free money or patient capital. That will take 15 to 20 years and big capital. This small money, you give me $100,000 for what? $100,000 this company does turnover per month should be in $1 million. We cannot do it because we don't have produce to give. We cannot have produce to give because there is no capital invested in the farm, in cold chain, infrastructure, transport, trucks, refrigerated trucks, for example, cargo planes, so that your cargo is produced, there is enough space at the airport. You see, we can even produce 100 tons and we fail to lift it from Entebbe because you have no cargo space. So, luckily enough, and what you should know, and all Ugandans what should know, our cost, our total cost on export is freight is 62%. Do you know why 62% goes? It does not go to Uganda. We pay to the freight, which is a foreign freight. Means that whatever we collect, we send it where we collect it back. Is that business?
That is not, it's not healthy at all. Well, still talking about the challenges or what is really bridging the gap to make this excel. We recently had lockdown and we had the experience of the pandemic and a whole lot. Other sectors were really hit hard and other businesses closed. How did you maneuver? How did you make it through? How did you stay healthy and on your feet to transact?
2019 was the worst year, first of all, due to climate change. That's when the climate was changing, and we faced a lot of challenges in terms of heat, in terms of lack of produce, and we lost a lot of money. And the pest increased, and we lost a lot of money on international scene because our produce were reaching there in a bad state. As we are getting out of it, the COVID hit. I can guarantee you that between March to June, it was the worst ever business I've ever run. Because by all April, this company shipped 0 kilos. The reason being that the cost of doing business increased by 1,000%. The cost of freight went from $1.3 to $3. And the space came from 100 tons to 1 ton. So there, first of all, there was no space. Secondly, the cost of doing that business was too high. So the farmer lost goods at his garden. And that one hurt us because we had extended some loans to the farmers. And some of the farmers, some of them have yet to go back because they think agriculture is useless. Because at the end of the day, we could not ship these goods. We could not buy them. At the end of the day, they lost. We lost as a company. But, you know, for us who believe in the God of Abraham and Isaac, he helped us to keep on surviving. By May, we started doing some little shipment, June, July, August, and then we started getting better in September. By September, we started turning over every month 1 billion shillings. By December, we went up to 1.2, 1.3 billion shillings. Currently, I think we are running in 1.1, 1.2 billion. And that would be 3 times more if we had the required capital. So the COVID-19 it is something that came unexpectedly, nobody knew, but it hurt us. It hurt the farming community. It hurt the poor man, because someone was telling me that, but for you, agriculture, you remained working. I am giving an example that the cost of doing business went to 1,000%. How could you do that shipment? And even from a bad infrastructure, the goods will reach there, you lose another 15%, meaning that you will just close the company. So the COVID-19 story, I don't want to even talk about it, but it is a blessing in disguise for Uganda, but Uganda will never take this opportunity.
Will never tap into the opportunity.
I see we are not going to tap it.
What makes you say that? Is it in terms of the agriculture sector or maybe other sectors at large?
I'm talking about agriculture sector.
Okay.
Because the whole world is open for our produce today. But we don't have it.
You don't sound optimistic at all.
We don't have it. You see, the world is open. They are yearning for our produce. I am getting almost orders from all the world. I have never got from a country like Switzerland. I have never received orders from there. Too much is wanted to that. There are countries in like Romania. We never used to hear those countries. They are looking for produce here. Everything, single day they need this, but it is not there. Reason, we have not invested in agriculture to get produce out. Without investment, you are getting what you sow is what you reap.
Speaking about money, budget talks are ongoing. We do not know the projections. We cannot be able to predict right now. When you passionately speak about agriculture itself, you're really hurting. A lot has to be done for this particular sector. What is your take on that? Why
can't the government of Uganda invest in horticulture, where you can employ up to 5 million youth? Why? You are talking about employment. But there is outside, our produce are paying high. We are paying high money to the farmers. Today, the hot pepper, for example, we are paying 3,000 a kilo. Where will you get that business? I hear now maize is 300 shillings. I had got a business in America to ship 100 tons of maize into America. Here to ship, I had a contract. The contract just been cancelled last month because I failed to get money to invest in equipment to start milling and shipping containers and containers. That would employ how many millions of Ugandans? We have just had our beans, peas, frozen matoke contracts cancelled because we did not get capital to invest in this equipment to so what but if this country keeps on, and I'm telling everybody, looking at balance sheet of companies, they will give nobody money. You need to get money called developing for development. You develop the industry.